Alright, so this is the Rogue 2009, the 2.5 liter all-wheel. I'm removing the bearing. I already cracked this nut loose before getting it off. Used a couple breaker bars. So yeah, get that crack loose. That can be on there pretty tight. That's a 32. So then next, I'm going to take off the whole caliper with the two big bolts. I got it PB blasted, that's the top one there. And then the bottom one down in there. And then, yeah, right there. And then there's two of the bottom bolts of the bearing. I got PB blasted, and there's another one up above there. So, you can put a flathead in there to kind of compress, to push the caliper in to get the caliper to slide off easier, but have a bungee ready to hang it. So take those off and pull it off. It should pull right off. Well, supposedly, but it never does. That's why you want to push it in. Alright, so get that caliper out of the way. Make sure that's tied down really tight, because when you're banging on that, you don't want that caliper to fall off. And then, yeah, your rotor will be right on there. Take your rotor off. Sometimes that can be a pain to get off, but so then there's not a lot of room to get at those because you're hitting the axle then. So then you want to make sure you don't mess up the thread. So undo that and then hammer that axle to give you more room to get at those bolts. So I was able to use 17. Yeah, the 17 on the 4 bolts in the back. So I got them all removed. And it helped, yeah, to get that pushed in as far as you can. And I was able to crack them loose with this. If you got to put a breaker bar on the end to help, that is how I got them out. There's a sensor here I'm going to leave in because it's hard to get that out. So I'm just going to go ahead and push that in again as far as so it's loose. And then I'm going to use that tool I got. Alright.
Thank you, Andy, for that pep talk. Give me the stories that ended up by the death. What's his head?
When it 52 years, and 4 of them have come in the last 14 years.
Well, nothing says spring in Chicago like sitting indoors watching kids spell.
I even said about a source, if you will, for the situation. We had a really good press box. I don't want to be that guy all day. I go by it, I do everything on the radio show. I have MTV, I'm not doing it, I read that. There's no light, there's no energy. He said, yeah, there was some Bruce fans here, but in the moment,
So when you're putting the new one back in, I didn't take out the sensor. So to get it past the sensor on the new one, see how that's bent? Instead of taking out the sensor, I just bent that back to get around it, because getting that sensor out of there is a pain, and I broke the nut. So that was my solution, and it seemed to have worked. So yeah, just bend it bend that out to get it around the sensor if you left it in and you didn't break it when you removed this. So yeah, that'll not really affect it as long as it doesn't hit the axle.